this. Chopping veggies technique. Let's go. I mean, let's look at it this way. At least he didn't die in one hit the ultimate, like every other thing in this entire game. At least he didn't die in one hit the ultimate. At least I actually had to hold down circle to kill him. You know, all the other enemies, all I had to do was hit triangle and I won. But this guy, I actually have to hold down circle and use an item every once in a while. So I mean, in terms of gameplay, this guy like goes above and beyond anything else in this game. It's pretty radical. Come up with a new recipe, turtle soup. Sounds pretty rad. They might actually do this. Oh no, he's getting ready to do that. Okay, never mind it. What is going on? Why did I... Armature. How am I doing damage? I'm nowhere near him. Armature's bad. There's a bit of delay, I'm not surprised.
Not with that attitude, is it? Want some?
What? Houston, we have a problem. So the ring is actually auto-killing him. Like, if I hold the ring much longer, he's actually gonna get auto-killed. If I had known that, I wouldn't have even done all the other crap. This looks like, oh, yep, there you go. I auto-killed him. What a fun experience. What a great game. What a...
We actually did it!
Piece of cake, huh?
Yeah, it actually was.
In infinite regression, we arrived at an answer. The turtles all the way down.
What are you talking about? Also, why am I stuck? I would say definitely as good, if not better, than Emerald Weapon and Ruby Weapon combined. You know? Like, definitely an incredible fight. Really challenged me to my nth degree. Alright, so where's my trophy? Give me my trophy, please. I don't want to play this game anymore. Please just give me my trophy. Please. Trophy. This gave me brain damage. Oh, I have to turn it in. Okay. That makes sense. It doesn't, but it does. Oh my god. Like, what? I mean, like, what else do you say, man? Like, they put a ring in the game. that allows you to one-shot everything, but they don't let it one-shot bosses because that would be too OP. But then they patch the game and say, you know what, you can go ahead and do that. That's fine.
Come shopping with me, big guy?
So they actually made the conscious decision to let you kill that turtle with the ring. It wasn't like an oversight. They consciously said, yes, you can auto-kill this super boss with the ring if you just sit here and hold circle. A Final Fantasy for the new fans.
You boys eating your fill?
You want to say something else besides
Nice
that,
work out there.
seeing as though I just killed a mountain? Here we are. We're finally done with this terrible game.
That was about a bite to eat.
What a beautiful platinum. Looks just like all the other trophies, but silver. Game, please. Recipe book complete, boys. Look at that beautiful platinum. It looks ugly. Looks just like everything else. It's got some lions on it. Fantastic. Alright. Let's switch over to the trophy list and get this over with. Final Fantasy 15. Gotta thank Freedom Denied. Thank you so much, my man, for donating this special game. For real though, thank you for donating it, even though I hated it. Alright, first is difficulty. I don't know what to put for difficulty. Because the game is just like all collectibles. Like is there anything in here that's difficult? I would say the turtle, but it's not difficult because you can just auto-shot it. Everything in this game you can auto-shoot with the ring. And the story is no fun. They're like no difficult up to the ring. I mean, there's nothing. It's just like activate nodes, walk around in circles. I mean, the difficulty lies in the grind, but I don't really include that in terms of like this difficulty rating. There's literally nothing. There's no like beat this boss without the ring or beat this boss in under 2 minutes or anything. It's just all poop trophies. So I'm gonna give it a 1.5. I'm not gonna give it a 1 because you do have to beat the story, and I guess if you don't know how to press circle, the story might trip you up once. Fun. Now this is a hard one because I want to give it a negative 5,000 because I think this game is the most boring game I've ever played in my entire life. But it's not about the game, it's about the trophies. So, in terms of the trophies, I know, I'll switch back over the sheet in a second. In terms of the trophies, you got beat all the chapters, whatever. There's a gold trophy for beating it on normal, and no trophy for beating it on any other difficulty. Okay. This is all stupid. Collect 13 royal arms. At least you have to go out of your way to get that. That's probably the only good trophy on the entire list. This is just get nodes. This is just bullcrap. This is just walking around in circles. This is for doing everything once, which you get already anyways. Side quests are all just fetch quests. And then there's the turtle. So, like, I hesitate to even give this game, like, a 2 or a 3. Because there's nothing on the list that's fun. There's nothing on the list that's fun. It's all just fish for the first time. Fish for 2 hours. Beat the game. Like, there's nothing. The only side questy stuff is beat the turtle, which you can do with the ring. And the 13 arms. So I would say, like, only because of the arms, I'm going to give it, like, a 2.5. But only because of the arms trophy. If it weren't for the arms trophy, I'd probably give it a 1, because there's no fun trophies in the list. It's all grind. All of it's grind. That's it. There's no trophy that's like, do this for fun, except the turtle. But the turtle, in my opinion, is no fun, because you just do nothing. Did it glitch? No. Thankfully. Our final time. Our final time was 63:27:42. But almost exactly 20 hours of that was rubber bands on the controller. So I'm gonna put our final time as 63:27:42, and then I'm going to leave a note. "20 hours of AFK." Or actually, I'll put, to be more specific. So 20 hours of that was literally putting a rubber band on the controller and walking out of the room. So it was really about 40 hours worth. The story itself was like 20 hours, and then it was about 20 hours of post-game content. So extremely short for a Final Fantasy game, I would say. Especially the story, because the story is like 20 hours long, which is just terrible. Yes, I actually used rubber bands. I used 2 rubber bands, I put them on the controller, and we played another game for 20 hours. Because that's the only way to get the adventure thing, is to walk in circles. And that's pretty much how everybody does it, because it doesn't take that many steps to do everything else in the game. So that's it. That's Final Fantasy 15. Final thoughts? Is it the worst game I've ever played in my life? No. Is it the most boring game I've ever played in my life? Very possibly. And I mean, I don't mean that as a joke. I mean it as completely 100% serious. I've never waited around so much in a game, ever. I never. And it's not just load screens. It's not like if I had gotten a PS4 Pro, it would have been that much better. I mean, it was waiting for load screens, it was running around, it was waiting in the car, it was doing fetch quests. I mean, it was so little of that 63 hours was actual gameplay. I mean, I would be willing to say maybe 15 hours of it, maybe, was actually in fights doing things, and the rest of it was either running, sitting in a car, sitting in menus, sitting in load screens, or having a rubber band on my controller. That was at least 40 hours of the game. If I had a PS4 Pro, this might have been like a 50-hour game. I mean, honestly, I think it would have been hours that we saved. At least 5 or 6 hours saved just from having a PS4 Pro. Because the load screens are that long and there's so many of them. It's not as much the length of the load screens, it's the amount of the load screens. In order to get from point A to point B, you have to sit through so many load screens. I mean, just incredible. All you do is just stare at load screens. And all of that to pay off to a battle system where you just hold down the circle button. I mean, it's awful. This game is truly awful. I've talked to so many people on my chat that some people like it, some people hate it. I think that if you are a fan of MMOs and you're a fan of time-wasting games, I think this is an okay game. I think it's got potential to be a very good time-waste game because of all the waiting in the car and stuff, and you can listen to music and multitask while you wait for the car to get to point A point A to point B. There's even some of the quests you have to wait on, like the farming and the weapons and the chocobo eggs, like all that's just waiting around. And the graphics are great. There's a lot of cool fetch quests if you're into fetch quests and MMO type stuff. There's additional bosses. There's a daily quest every day with like a super hard boss. So, I mean, if you're into MMOs that you play alone or with the co-op DLC that I think works now, when it first released it didn't work, but now I think it works. This could be an okay game for you. But for someone like me who likes to play games that take strategy and input mastery as well as just having a game to play and a plot that's good and anything else that actually makes the game fun, this game was awful. I mean, it was truly awful. It was one of the worst I've ever played. It was just waiting around, a story that made no sense unless you read everything or looked at all the DLC or watched the movie or played the mobile games. And even with my chat telling me what the story meant, I still think it wasn't really that great. Definitely not Final Fantasy worthy in my opinion. The villain is cool, but they don't do much with him. And that's such a shame because Final Fantasy is so great at crafting some of the best villains of all time. And the villain in this game is cool, but they don't do enough with him in order for you to care. Like, the idea of him is cool, but the actual quality of him sucks. You just don't care, and then the final boss fight sucks. So there's just not enough here for me to even think it's a good Final Fantasy game, or even a Final Fantasy game in general. But there it is, Final Fantasy 15. If you like MMOs and you like time-wasting types of games, and you like good graphics, you can check it out. But other than that, I do not recommend it. And aside from all of that, just talking trophy-wise, I do not recommend this game. I think everyone would agree that the trophy in this game sucks. All the trophies are boring. 90% of them are grindy. The rest of them are auto-given to you. There's no point in getting the trophy in this game. It takes a lot of grinding and about 60 hours to do. I have a whole list of trophies that are way better to get in way less time. You know, literally all of these games right here, all of these are all fun in under 30 hours. You know, you got Dishonored, you got Dishonored Definitive Edition, you got BioShock Infinite, BioShock 2, BioShock 1, Fury, Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy 7, Broken Age. You can get all of those in under 30 hours and they're way better. And the list goes on. This is one of the worst on the list for sure. Too much time, not enough fun. So, there you go. That's it for Final Fantasy 15. Hope you guys enjoyed the last 60 hours of nonsense. You think Final Fantasy 15 should have a lower fun rating than 10? What did I give 10? I gave 10 a 2. I don't know, man. As much as 10 was fun, the trophy list was garbage. The trophy list was all... They didn't add anything to the trophy list. Like, in terms of, like, the content. You know, at least Final Fantasy 15 was, like, had a trophy for getting all of the special arms, which you do not need to do for any reason other than that trophy. 10 had nothing to give to the game. It was just like, beat all the bosses, beat all the special bosses, sit in the sphere grid for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, at least they had kill the Adamantoise and get all the arms. And those are two things you do not need to do for, like, the regular game or something that's given to you that is obvious that you should do. There are two extra things just for trophies. 10 had, like, the super boss trophies, but it's pretty obvious that once you beat the game, you're going to want to go beat the super bosses. And I guess you could count the turtle as a super boss, but still. I think the Final Fantasy X trophies just make me sad, man. They just make me so sad, because it's like they had such potential to be good. This game, it's like, what else are you going to add? There's nothing. It's just a boring, crappy game. The 10, there's so much they could have done. There's so much potential in that game. There's so many challenge runs that exist that are really fun. speed running 10 is a big deal. A lot of people like to speed run Final Fantasy 10, so you could have had like a beat the game in under 10 hours or something. There's like beat the game without the sphere grid. A lot of people have done that challenge. I've done that challenge. That might be a little too hard for a trophy, but it's a thing that you could do. You could even do like a beat one of the big hard bosses without using summons. You could do some of the mini game stuff, but there's just nothing. It's just like it's all just, they have no imagination. But hey, it's still at least it's better than Capcom. I gotta give Square that much credit. They're better than Capcom. They don't make all their trophies bronze, or make all of them gold, or have only like 4 of them, or have them be glitchy and not work. At least Square's freaking trophies work. At least I can say that much. They work. They exist, and you get them, and they ping, and that they are functional. I can give them that much. They have functional trophy lists. Good job, Square. You did it.